What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com bringing home the bacon NBA DFS video for Wednesday, November 6th. We are back. Fanduel, we have a 12-game slate. DraftKings, we have a 10-game main slate. We're going to cover it all. So if you've never been here before, buckle up and welcome to the team. All you got to do, like the video, be a subscriber, and leave a comment on this video, because if this video gets 50 likes, and you've done the other things, you have a chance to win a free week of FTA+. That is a week of every sport that is offered. So currently, NBA. Last week in NASCAR. We got PGA for a couple more weeks, I believe. We're still rolling in NFL, MMA during the weekend as well. If this video gets 100 likes, you have a chance at a free month of FTA+. That is a $30 value. 150 likes on this video, a chance at a free $200 year, which you can't beat that. That is a full year up until November 6th of next year. And if this video gets 200 or more likes, a chance at a lifetime pass worth $500. Second way to win. Somewhere in this video, there will be a keyword. Listen for that keyword and type it in to have a chance to win a second time or a free week for the first time. So normally, if the videos get at least 50 likes, we have two winners. The video for Monday only had 42 likes, so we're only going to have a giveaway for the password or the keyword. The keyword for Monday's video was election. So we're going to roll this until we see that keyword, and that will be the winner. Yeah, Michael Barnes. Yes, Michael Barnes is a lifetime pass winner. They've already won a lifetime before. That's what I'm saying. You can come back. This is proof right here that we give away lifetime passes. If we get enough of the views, or if there's 200 likes on this video, we will give another one away. J Trees, congratulations. I know you have an account on the website, but please email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com, letting me know that you saw that you were the winner, and let me know your username on the site, and we will get you a free week. So what we're going to do is we're going to break it down a little bit. So since there are a minimum of 5 games, we're going to go over the article that's on the screen right here. We're going to go through 3 top, 3 mid, and 3 value picks at each position. After that, we are going to build a Fanduel and a DraftKings lineup. And then after that, we're going to try something new. We're going to talk about our sponsor, which our sponsor is Outlier.Bet. We use them for sports betting. We use them for game breakdowns, especially in the NFL. But we're going to use it for bets today. So at the end of this video, stick around, because we are going to build you some sort of parlay for today, some of our favorite bets for the NBA on this massive slate. We use these for the Vegas odds, and you can check all the way down through all of the games there. That is what we use. The link to sign up to try them out for a 7-day free trial is in the description of this video, along with our Discord, which is a completely free Discord. If you guys sign up for Outlier using our code, after 7 days, you go through the normal process. We're going to give you a free week of FTA, or a free month of FTA+. If you sign up to their premium package, we're going to give you 3 months free, which is a $90 value on top of the monthly pass you get from Outlier.Bet. So make sure you check them out today. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over each position, 3 top, 3 mid, and 3 value. We've got early projections out. Now these can and will change, because we are still waiting on a few game time decision guys or questionable guys who will then move into probable or out, and then that will bump up the value. So I usually tell everybody, go check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com under the NBA tab, which is right here. All the content we have Vegas odds, we have our bets, we have fantasy points allowed by position. We've got simulations for both Fanduel and DraftKings. We've got projections for both Fanduel and DraftKings. And we have a cheat sheet along with some optimal lineups on there. So make sure you go check out all the simulations and projections about, give or take, 2 hours before tip-off, when the majority of the news comes out. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to give you 3 top, 3 mid, and 3 value picks from our projections. And these are projection ranges, so they can change a little bit. And we're still waiting on a few news and notes from other people. But let's start. Point guard, right off the bat, we got Luka. I love Luka today. Probably my favorite play of the day. Got him projected right around 60 fantasy points early on. So I love him even more than usual. I mean, we've got a lot of the big guys going today. So my favorite play is Luka. That's why he's the picture of the video and the article for me. We got SGA. We've got him right around 50 fantasy points, which, as you can see, he's averaging right around 50, 49.7 fantasy points per game on DraftKings. And then if we look here on FanDuel, he's averaging 49.88. So that is his low projection. Would not be surprised if he goes more than that, though. We got Trae Young at 50. Now, he is questionable right now. Right rib sprain. I didn't even know you could sprain a rib. So this is one to monitor. If he is out, he only played 23 minutes in that game. Obviously had the off day on Tuesday. That is something to monitor. If he is out, that will open up a ton of value for this team at the point guard, shooting guard, whoever plays. So it's definitely something we look at. Dyson Daniels could jump up there and have some run. Maybe Wallace, if he's even in there. For the minutes-wise, you could see 21 minutes, 25 fantasy points in that game. So that, I mean, Keaton Wallace could be one of the top value plays at 3,500 if, in fact, Trae Young is not good to go in this game. Or if he's not 100% healthy, Wallace could get some run, and you're able to do a lot with that. So of mid-tier picks for point guard right now, Fred VanVleet, we're looking right around 36 fantasy points. Jalen Suggs right around 35, and Darius Garland right around 34. And then some of the value picks that we are looking for today. Andrew Nembhard, 23 to 25 range. Russell Westbrook, same thing, 23 to 25. And then Ayo Dosunmu, about 22 to 25 fantasy point range there as well. Again, value will open up. Wallace would jump all of those guys if, in fact, Trae Young is ruled out later on. And maybe by the time you watch this video, maybe he has been ruled out or ruled in, which would take Wallace out of the running. So we move to shooting guard. We got Brandon Ingram right around 47 to 51 fantasy points. He's averaging 41, so we've got him projected a little bit higher than what he's averaging. Now, and this OPRK is not DVP. A lot of people think it is. If you go check out our projections, we have all of the updated DVPs against the position on there. They are way better than what you see on DraftKings. I think what they do is kind of take an average because some players are, like, for instance, Ingram is shooting guard and small forward eligible, so both. So they don't really know which to use for that DVP. So that's what we've got for you. It's kind of a hybrid of the both to show you kind of how the teams do against them. We've got Kyrie Irving at 41 fantasy points. We got Devin Booker also at 41 fantasy points. So mid-tier for shooting guard, we got Tyler Hero at 32, Buddy Hield 29 to 32, and then Jaden Ivey 29 fantasy points. Then a few value picks here at shooting guard. We got Christian Braun at 25. We've got Peyton Pritchard at 24, and then Trey Mann at 22. If Jaylen Brown is missing again, so you saw he missed, he hasn't played in 5 days, so we'll kind of see with his hip. Yeah, it just depends. Peyton Pritchard could, get those minutes off of there. And if Brown is actually out again, Pritchard at 5,200. Game log-wise, we saw him out 25 minutes there, 29 fantasy points, 31, 23, 30. He could see a lot of runs. So I would like Peyton Pritchard as one of my favorite shooting guard value plays if Jaylen Brown is actually ruled out. And then we got Trey Mann right around 22 fantasy point range. Moving to the small forward, Jason Tatum obviously gets a bump if, in fact, Brown is out. Tatum put up 55.5 with Brown being out. Played 30 minutes of that game. It was a blowout, so he didn't play the full complement of games. Did not get the double-double that we were looking for. Was one assist off of a double-double, of course, but he's averaging 30 points per game and 53 fantasy points per game. I've got him projected at 50, but if Jaylen Brown is ruled out later on, it probably jumps back up to right around 55 fantasy points. We got LeBron James at 47 fantasy points. Obviously would bump up a little bit if AD is out. Jalen Williams at 37. Mid-tier small forward, you got Jonathan Kuminga at 28. Might go down a little bit if Steph is back, and I think he is. Brandon Miller at 28 and Benedict Mathurin at 28 fantasy points. And then some value here at the small forward. We got Royce O'Neal right around 21 fantasy points. We got Aaron Wiggins right around 21 fantasy points. And Lou Dort right around 21 as well. So if we look at Wiggins, Aaron being 3,700, if he could get 21, if he could get right around there, which is what he's averaging per game, I like this matchup for him. Again, though, it will really depend if he is, in fact, going to get a run in minutes that we need him to get the value that we're looking for. Then we move to the power forward. Zion's questionable. Hamstring thigh has been ruled out for Monday. Did not play Monday. Has not played in 5 days as well. In that game, we faded him, and this is where I'll tell you, I'll admit we were wrong. He put up 61 fantasy points at 8,700. But now he has a hamstring and thigh problem. He is obviously an overweight person. Game shape is weird, whatever. But he's had, he has not played in 5 days. Had the off day on Tuesday. We will see if that affects anything. We will see if that bumps him up to play. even if he plays, I don't think he plays a full complement of minutes. And I'm scared to pay up 80 or 9,100 in a good matchup for him. I'm scared to pay that 9,100. Got him projected at 45. I'm probably going to fade him because I don't think he will be 100% in this game. We will have to wait and see. Next up, Kevin Durant at 42 fantasy points is what I'm looking at. Jalen Johnson at 41. Mid-tier picks for Power Forward, you got Jaren Jackson Jr., the Triple J at 34, Josh Hart at 30, and Miles Bridges at 30. And then some value if he's in there. We got Jaquez Jr. here, Jaime Jaquez Jr. He's out. He's been ruled out for Monday with an illness. Again, he was out. Now he's questionable. If he is in, I have him projected right around 23 to 25. We kind of got to see what kind of illness this is. We got Patrick Williams at 23, and then Tari Eason at 22. And then finally, we move to the center position with projections. Nikola Jokic at 59 fantasy points. His price is up there. I like Luka a little bit more. But I've got him at 59. Got Anthony Davis at 52. We got Wemby at 50. Value picks here, or mid-tier picks, I should say. Chet Holmgren at 40. Karl Anthony Towns, 39. Bam Adebayo at 36. And then 3 value plays if it opens up. I usually don't pay all the way down unless it's a good situation. We got Jalen Duren at 28, Clint Capella 26, and Yusuf Nurkic at 25 fantasy points. So there you have it. Each position, a little bit of the projections. We've got all of the projections on the website. If you want to check that out, go to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, go down to the NBA tab, go down to the cheat sheet for the plays we like at each position, go down to the projections for all of the projections, DVP, their last 5, how they've been doing this season so far. All of them are there. Then we've got simulations on top of that. We've got chalk plays. If you play chalk or cash, you want to use the chalk plays. If you play tournaments, you want to fade the chalk and you want to go with the lower owned plays. We've got those there. If you want to build lineups using fantasy points allowed by position, we've got that as well. We've got NBA bets and Vegas odds. So that being said, we have some bets we're going to look at after we build these lineups. So we'll start with DraftKings. There are only 10 games. I don't understand why FanDuel and DraftKings can't have the same amount of games on the main slate they have in all season. It's really, really weird to see. But what we're going to do is, this is an initial lineup. Obviously, we're waiting on some news for people being in or out. So this is going to be an initial lineup that we will build. It can and will maybe change later on, but I wanted to give you guys the headspace that we're at, what we're looking for when we build our lineups. So starting at point guard, Luka, I got to get him in there. He's my favorite play of the day. He's got to be in my lineup, and he is expensive. Not as expensive as Jokic, but he is expensive. So when you build with him, you got to find those value plays, and we already kind of talked about the value plays there, and I'm kind of looking at Aaron Wiggins here. 3,700. If he gets the run that we like and he gets the projections that we like, I like him there as well. Another one we had in our write-up was Benedict Mathurin. You got to take some exposure to Indiana guys, because the high pace of the Indiana Pacers offense and defense allows a lot of points to be had. And Benedict Mathurin at 5,300 is going to allow you to pay down a couple other places, but able to afford Doncic here. So now we get to power forward. We had him in our write-up. We've talked about him. He's on the cheat sheet, PJ Washington. So we look at this against Chicago in this matchup. The problem is the minutes. We were always wondering what kind of minutes he's going to get. But with Dallas, he's been getting those minutes. He had a bad game against Orlando, but you can see for the price, at his price, he's put up 40, 35, 30, 26, and he's only 5,400 in this matchup. I love this matchup here. If we look at his DVP if we're looking at his DVP here, let me find it real quick. 29th against the power forward position. So there's only one team that's worse against the power forward. PJ Washington at his price makes a ton of sense to build around. Now, put him in there. Now we're averaging right around 6,000 the rest of the way. So now we look at center. We didn't talk about him much, but Steven Adams in this matchup, if he gets the run that we are looking for, I feel okay about it. Now, with PJ Washington, he opens up a little bit of value there for you. But Steven Adams, 14th, so San Antonio ranks 14th against, so almost right in the middle against the center position. He is a cheap option. The only problem always here is the minutes. So again, with the minutes, so you saw against the Knicks his last game, more than one fantasy point per minute, which is what you need. He has not done a ton with them. As you can see, he's only played 3 games total, and he's averaging 10.4 fantasy points. So we could go a different direction here. Let's see what we can build around, and then see if we can come back and put Adams in there in a different light to be able to build around him. So if we go to guard, we can really go anywhere. We had him in our write-up, and he would get even a bigger boost if Zion is out. Brandon Ingram, I would like him a little bit more. Another one that would do well if Ingram is out is Javonte Green. The minutes have fluctuated a little bit, and he's had 2 bad games. But again, let's wait to see if Zion is out. Then a utility spot. Again, it just depends. So if you want to look at center position and you want to see Steven Adams is down there, we can find some value. Cornette did let us down 2 nights ago. 14.75 at his price of $3,900 is okay, but I wanted him to get more than that. He just did not. Zach Edey against the Lakers dominated against Brooklyn in 29 minutes. He's a $4,400 play. If we plug him in there, we're at $6,400 for a utility spot. Now, for a utility spot at $6,400, Josh Hart makes a ton of sense for me. Buddy Hield. You could look at Miles Turner. You could look at other directions. So if we look at Josh Hart in that instance of, if we're looking at like DVP, for DVP, he is currently at, so Atlanta's 24th against him, against his position. I would look at this. Now, you can go Steven Adams at center, or you can pay a little bit more and go Zach Edey, which I'm okay with as well. So I do not mind this lineup here on DraftKings. Doncic, Mathurin, Wiggins. That's Aaron Wiggins, not Andrew. PJ Washington, Zach Edey, Brandon Ingram, Javonte Green, and Josh Hart in this lineup. I am okay with this lineup here. So we're going to enter that lineup in there, and that is just one of them. If we need to make any adjustments, if because other people are in or out of this game, when it comes down to it, we will do that as well. So now we're on FanDuel, ready to build you guys one more lineup. 12 games instead of 10. So we've got 2 more that we get to look at and to build around. So let's take a second and let's build one more lineup before we get into Outlier and check out some of our bets for the day. So starting out, Luka. Again, I got to get Luka in there. He's going to be in probably one of my core plays that I'm using all night. Got Fred VanVleet, who is also in my lineup or in our write-up that I want to use. A couple of other ones that we did not talk about, but we got to find some value somewhere. Keon Ellis, if he can get the minutes. He's had back-to-back 25-plus minutes, and he's come through at his price of $3,900. If he can keep that up, I like that matchup for him there as well. So if we look at Keon Ellis here, DVP-wise, he's got 14th against Toronto. So right in the middle, should be good to go there. Another one I'm kind of looking at, and it just depends. We've talked about him before. Josh Richardson. Now, the minutes have to be there. They have been the past couple of games. He has not done anything with those minutes is the problem. So I'm going to put him here for now, but I may change it up a minute after we build a little bit more. So if we go through, and this is all dependent on if, in fact, Zion is out, but Javonte Green, if Zion is out, I like that for him. We're kind of waiting on that. One of the Martin brothers. I'm looking at Caleb Martin, not Cody. Game log wise, you see his minutes have been there. Should get a little bit more run while the current stretch is going. We'll see down the stretch if he gets anywhere. So that leaves us about $8,200 for each position. So if we look at the center position, depending on where you want to go, Davis has got an ankle problem. You know, he's always there. Embiid, has he? Yeah, so he has not. He's been ruled out for Monday's game. Maybe he comes back in this game. We do not know yet. That is something to pay attention to. Obviously, if Embiid is in, I don't know if I like Caleb Martin isn't enough, but we'll see. But where we're looking at here is Alperen Şengün here at 7,900 going up against San Antonio. We can put him there. And now we're averaging 8,300 for 2 power forwards, actually. So if we look at that, at 8,300, you're right around Jalen Williams and a little bit here. Brandon Ingram, if you put Brandon Ingram in there, and that'll, again, if in fact Zion is out, we're looking around here But if we could find some value down here, like a Josh Hart, and then we could get rid of Josh Richardson, we could bump that up to 5,100, go to shooting guard for Josh Richardson, and instead of him, we could go Andrew Nembhard, which was one of our top favorite value plays, or Miles McBride. So I'm going to go Andrew Nembhard in this situation, and that's a lineup I'm going to build. With Luka all the way down, we've replaced Josh Richardson with Andrew Nembhard, and I am okay with this lineup as well. Now, again, this is one of many lineups that we'll build. We'll have different lineups built on the website. We'll have all the projections updated. We'll have the simulations updated. We'll have all of that updated there. So that is complete right there. And now, those are the two lineups. The one lineup for DraftKings, the one lineup for FanDuel. If that's all you need, great. If you want to stick around, we are going to look at some of our favorite bets or top starting bets for the NBA in this slate of 12, total of 12 games. I don't know why FanDuel and DraftKings can't have the same thing. But question of the day has turned in, and what we used to do is question of the day, but now we've had giveaways. So we do keyword of the day instead of question of the day. The keyword of the day is water. So all you got to do is type some water. We're going to have that as the keyword of the day. And now let me get this ready to go, and we will look into some of the bets we like going on according to Outlier.Bet and their pro package that we have on the screen for you right now. Okay, so we have the pro package. We have the pro tool that you guys can see. Again, fantastic sponsor here to our YouTube channel, but I wanted to show you that. So what we do is we go into the props, and then depending on what you want to do, I mean, you can also go to EV Plus to show you the best odds for whatever the sport is, whatever you're trying to run. It's going to show you those. So like we've got college football, obviously, and you can go through and check out the best expected value plus here. But what we're going to do is we're going to go to props. So with props, it depends on what kind of prop you want to do. So whether or not you want to do points, whether or not you want to do combos of like a double-double. So we could just do double-double, apply, go to over-under, go to over, and then you can look at that. So then IP is implied probability is a conversion of betting odds into a percentage. E.g., plus 100 implies 50%. So if you look at this, and you can see which books they're on. So they're not on all the books yet. But once all of these become available, they will be on the books. So it's a little early to get all the DraftKings and FanDuel stuff. But what we do is it'll pop up, and it'll show you the odds on all the books. And with that, that is where you then go ahead and look for, these certain ones. For instance, you could go to here and you could just add it to your bet slip. So it's going to add this to our bet slip. Then maybe we had a certain one we wanted to look at to certain players that we really liked that we wanted to use. We could go there, add those to our plays. That'll go into our bet slip. And if you've never seen our NFL videos, which we do NFL betting content as well, it adds it to your bet slip. And then it takes you out to whichever bet so if you're on FanDuel or DraftKings, whatever you're on, it'll take you out there for that. I can't play on Underdog or Prize Picks in my state for some reason, but I can do all the other ones. So it makes no sense the way they go about it. But let's say we're not going double doubles. Let's say we're going just points. So let's go points. The lines, not all the lines are out yet. And so it would appear the lines for FanDuel and DraftKings are not out yet. But I would be looking at certain ones on this slate. So I would be looking at Luka at probably 25 plus points or 30 plus points on this slate. So it depends on the line that comes out. Josh Hart, I would probably be looking at over 20 points, rebounds, and assists added on this slate. Again, these are not out yet for whatever reason. So I would look at those two would be my top ones. Fred VanVleet, I would look at over under 16.5 points. I like that matchup for him. So those are just some of the bets that we like. On top of that, we will have more on the website under the NBA tab, under the NBA bets. So if I click on this, I want to show you what we've been able to do this year so far. We went on a stretch last week of 11-1 or 11-2, which obviously it's not always going to happen. Oh, I got to refresh. I forgot. I got to refresh the bets here. So let me refresh the page real quick, or refresh the source since we've updated them. All right, so I've refreshed the data, and as you can see, we are 23-11 on the year. We had a run October 30th to November 1st of nine games there, but if you add the next day, we had 11-1 run in those 3 games. The last game we had, which was November 3rd, we had 2 of the 3 double-doubles. The only other one that did not hit was Trae Young, who ended up getting hurt and leaving the game early on in the game. So that is why we're waiting on news for him for DFS purposes. But as you can see, the bets we've kind of talked about, we will have other bets on here all the way up to maybe possibly 6 or 7 for a night if we like ones that we see throughout the day. So once the news drops on certain teams, which will bump up value for DFS, we could find some value in the sports betting market as well, which we use Outlier, and we use some of our algorithm that we've built out through trial and error. It's been working. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, get those down below. Let me know how you guys did in week 10 or week 9 of the NFL, and be on the lookout. We're going to have a fantastic week 10. Depending on when you watch this video, we may already have some videos out, but we'll have rankings out for week 10. We'll have the showdown breakdown for Thursday Night Football, which should be a banger. Hopefully we'll have that broken down for you guys as well coming up, depending on when you watch it. We'll break down the main slate for Sunday. We'll break it all down for you. We'll have stacks or video out for you as well. Huge week 9 in the NFL, and we are looking forward to week 10 already. That's what I've got in this video. Any questions, get those down below, or get to our Discord where we give you guys some core plays and some value plays and some bets we like over there as well. Completely free, and it's down below in the description of this video. Good luck today, and as always, let's bring home some bacon. Peace!